It's story time. It's story time. Come on, gather around because it's story time. Welcome to the story time. With me, we're gonna read books. We're gonna do crafts. We're gonna smile today. We're gonna have a lot of laughs because it's story time with Nina. Story time with Nina. Story time with Nina. Story time with me. Oh my gosh, hello. Don't mind me, I'm just hugging this rainbow. Wow. How's everyone doing today? I'm feeling wonderful and pride-filled. It is Pride. Happy Pride. I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful Pride. I know I am. It's Pride. This is my friend, the rainbow. It's a balloon. Yay! But I wanted to celebrate and bring my rainbow into the room and let you know, hello! Now, before we go any further, I need to know everybody's name. My name is Nina. What's yours? If shout out real loud. I can't hear you. What is it? Oh, hello, Bailey, and hello, Blake, and Colton, and Parker, and Livy, and Rosie, and Molly. I heard Molly. Hi, Molly. Hi, Emmy. I almost heard Emma, but it's Emmy. And Terrence, and Rudy, and Daniel, and Ziggy, and wait, is that Ziggy Mattel West is in the crowd? Hello, Ziggy Mattel West. It is me, Nina West. Oh, hello, Jamal. Thank you all for being here today. What an exciting group of young readers we have at the story time with Nina. I am so very excited today because we are telling a wonderful story by a wonderful author and actress. But before we get there, now, you're probably wondering, Nina, probably asking yourself really, like, I wonder what the letter of the day is going to be. What if Nina's going to share that letter of the day with me at any moment? You're right, I probably am. Today's letter is S. S, 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 S. Letters S, letters S, letters S, letters S. Hello, hello, hello. So, you're like, Nina, tell me, what starts with S? Well, let me tell you, sassy friends. Oh, sassy starts with S. So let's see. S, we've got shoes, and one of my favorite things in the world, sandwiches. And salads are pretty tasty. And soda, and sisters, and more shoes. Shoes twice. Shoes. Sand. And salt. Sales, and secrets, and speakers, and soccer, and steak. That letter S. Oh! You know what else starts with the letter S? Swahili, which is a language spoken by where our author's home country is, Kenya. So, Swahili. I'm so caught up in all this lovely sounds that I think it's time we sing a song. Let's do it. Hey kids, you know what's even more fun than the alphabet? The drag alphabet. I need your help to sing it with me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! A is for absolutely. B is for busted. C is for clock that mug. And D is for divine filthy. Is for everything. And F is for fierceness. G is for get 'em girl. And H complete for I. J is for Josh, K is for Kiki, L is for Lalum, Hi, man, M is for Bug, and M, of course, is for Theta. O is for O, and P is for painting, Q is for Queen, and R is for Ruin, S is for Shantae, you stay! T is for throwing shade, and U give me life, girl. Beep-bop-ba-boom like W work. And X is for extra. Y is for yacht. Z is for Zha-Zha. This is the end. Let's all do the conga! Dance! 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 Shake, 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 shake. Shake begins with the letter S too. There's so many good S words like shake and sizzle and sassy and singular sensation. S. Now, I don't want to go too much further before reading our book because I think our book is super important today. Now, today's book is very special because, oh, right. So I'm sorry, guys. I was getting lost. I was lost in thought, and I was like, "That's right." Lost in thought. I was sensing something. 2 letters, 2 words begin with S. But I'm very excited because today is a beautiful book written by a beautiful person telling the story of Sulwe. Look how gorgeous. Sulwe by Lupita Nyong'o and illustrated by Vashti Harrison. Look how beautiful Sulwe is. This is going to be a beautiful story. Now, of course, like every time, make sure you curl on up, cuddle up. Make sure you are ready for the story time. Do you have something to drink, like some water or some juice? Just something to sip on while we're still telling stories? Maybe a little snack with you? That's great. Welcome to Story Time with Nina. Let's have a splendid story. Sulwe has skin the color of midnight. That's where we're going to start. Get there. I was reading the book jacket. You too. Sulwe was born the color of midnight. Now look at this. Look how beautiful she is. Beautiful. Now, like everybody in the world, everyone's skin color is different. And she was born the color of midnight. She looked nothing like her family, not even a little, not even at all. Mama was the color of dawn. Baba, the color of dusk. And Mick, her sister, was the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at school looked like Sulwe either. People gave her sister Mick pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Sulwe names like Blackie and Darky and Night. Sulwe felt hurt every time, so she hid away while her sister made lots of friends. Now, this is really important to look at. We see it here. We see these kids leaving Sulwe out because of the color of her skin, because she's darker than the rest. But that's not fair. I don't think that's right. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's right? What do you think? Say it out loud. I'd like to hear you talk about this book today. That's interesting. See, just because you look different doesn't mean you should be treated any differently. What a good story this is with Sulwe. So, let's turn the page and see what happens. Sulwe dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends too. And look, Sulwe sits there alone in her bed at night, dreaming, getting lost in this idea that she should be treated equally, just like her sister. I'm kind of sad about this. So, she got the biggest eraser she could find to try to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. That hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no, she would hear about this from Mama. And look, she got herself, this reminds me of me a little bit. She got herself all painted up. That's what we call putting on makeup, paint. She got makeup all over the floor. She spilled her Mama's makeup everywhere. But it's true. She's trying to hide her beautiful self, and she's trying to hide her beautiful skin just because she's darker than everyone else. But we have to realize, and I think we're going to get to this in the story, so I want to give it away. But she's trying to cover her beautiful darkness. I don't think that sounds fair, nor do I think it sounds right. Sulwe decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest and brightest of foods. So she's trying to eat food to make her feel like it'll come out, like the food, these light foods or these white foods will change the color of her skin and make her brighter and lighter, and in turn, more light. I don't think that sounds right either. With a stomach ache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. She prayed, "Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me fair as my parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful, not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, my Lord, and would like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky. Amen." That sounds very, very sad because she's trying to wish away or pray away who she is. I don't think that can happen. When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Sulwe rose to find not a trace of daylight in her midnight skin. She was still the same. Sulwe told Mama everything. And like if you notice in that picture, Mama's giving her a big warm hug because she's trying to comfort Sulwe and make her feel better about her beautiful self. If only Sulwe could see how beautiful she was. So they sit on the bed, and this makes me very sad. You can see Sulwe sitting there crying, her mama looking down at her, and Sulwe is having a hard time. Mama asked, "What is your name?" "Sulwe," she muttered. "And what does it mean?" "Star," Sulwe whispered. Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Sulwe's stomach the way she always did to comfort her, you are beautiful. Sulwe sighed. Well, you're beautiful to me, but you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now, you get up and out you go. So in this moment, as if you see it, you can see, you can just look at my page, you can see Sulwe being comforted by her mama. And she's holding her knees, and her mama's trying to reassure her that she is beautiful. But if she doesn't hear her mama, she still has to go out, and she still has to go conquer the world, and she has to take on her day. That's very difficult. But her mama says, you got to do this because you are beautiful. How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her skin? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see it? In these two photos, we see Sulwe feels very alone. I'm sure that maybe some of you have found yourself in this place too, where sometimes you feel very alone because of maybe what you look like. This is a good story for us today. And Sulwe's laying in her bed, and she's thinking, dreaming off into the night sky. How could she be a star? Look at her little elephant with her. I love that little elephant. That night, a shooting star appeared at Sulwe's window. The night sent me, the star said. Come with me. Sulwe hopped onto the star, and off they went. Oh, this is getting good. So Sulwe, which means star, has a visitor who's a star. Only magic can happen, I have a feeling. Here we go. Long ago, at the beginning of time, said the star, there was night and day, and they were sisters. If you see this in this gorgeous illustration, I'm going to point out to you in my book. See, there's night and there's day. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful they are. And they complement one another. You can't have day without night. Am I right, kids? You can't have day without night. You can't have night without day. Oh, how gorgeous are these sisters. These sisters, well, they loved each other very much. But people didn't treat the sisters the same. Now study that picture before. Yeah, just put that picture, study those pictures before. Why aren't these two sisters being treated the same? Do you have an idea? You can come back to me. I think maybe people don't like to treat people the same if they look different. That's what I'm gathering. And that's what I've seen it happen in the world. And these sisters, who are sisters, though they may look different, are from the same place, but they're being treated differently. I don't think that sounds very fair. I don't think that sounds right. Now look at the people as they look up to the day. They say, lovely, nice, pretty, as she glows and casts her light upon them. The sister gets called lovely, and she gets called nice, and she gets called pretty. She gets called lovely, nice, and pretty because she's shining light. But now let's look and see what happens with night. People gave day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave night names like scary and bad and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, night got fed up and walked right off the earth. Can you blame her? She was being treated so badly and called bad and scary and ugly. That doesn't seem very fair, nor does it seem right. So, Day stayed behind and enjoyed making everybody happy in the sun. Look at them as they dance on that top page. Look at them all dance, and they feed, and they're getting water, and they're gathering, dancing, socializing. But, so you go down to the second half of the page, but then the day grew too long. Day began to really miss her sister. So did everyone else. The daylight is making people tired. Day is keeping people up. Day is making people stay focused, and the water dries up. They become exhausted from dancing, from working, from feeding and preparing, because there's no rest. There's no night to give us the rest and the time for a break. Do you see? Day and night are needed together. So there had to be a way to get night back. Day set off to find night on a great adventure, and she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night. But you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being dark. You're right, I don't, Day replied. But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see. This is pretty powerful. We need you just the way you are. Come and look at what your absence does to the earth. Night returned and people rejoiced. We need the darkness, the darkest night, to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves. The stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors, and sunlight can only be seen in the dark. While day had a golden glow, with night everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. And so do you see what the light is casting upon these? In this midnight light, you can see all these beautiful glowing creatures that require night to glow. Yeah, we need daylight and we need evening. We need night. We need the dark. Look at this gorgeous picture of the two sisters talking. Day told her sister, When you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you. Could it be that Night did not need to change, not even a little, not even at all? Could it be that who Night was absolutely perfect as she was? Could it be? What do you think at home, kids? I think it could be that Night is perfectly perfect. The sisters grab hands. Now that night and day were back together again. A little bit of night returned to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returned to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether people chose to see it or not. Yes, both day and night have a bright. Both day and evening have a shine. Just like you guys at home. Every single one of you has a shine. Just like day and night. And just like our story, Sulwe. Now we go back to our star in this journey. You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together they make the world we know, light and dark, strong and beautiful. Sulwe, that picture is looking out over the beautiful globe of all the evening stars and the bright lights from the day before. Look at that glow as she flies over the earth. Isn't that beautiful? Now, Sulwe gets home from her adventure and she wakes up the next morning. She rose the morning beaming. There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world. Dark and beautiful, bright and strong. Look at this. I love this photo. Look at this gorgeous illustration. She belongs in the light. She belongs to be bold. She deserves to be who she is. Isn't that neat? Now, I know if you have a Sulwe in your class, you're going to make her feel welcome. Am I right? I am. Thank you. So Sulwe's going to go out and conquer the world. Now, she stood at her window that night. And if she ever needed a reminder of her brightness, she could look up into the sky and the darkest night to see for herself. As Sulwe felt beautiful inside and out. Because Sulwe means star. Isn't that beautiful? You all have a brightness. That's our story. Each of you at home has a brightness right inside of you. Now I want to share this little author's note from our author, Lupita Nyong'o. Much like Sulwe, Lupita says, I got teased and taunted about my night-shaded skin. I prayed to God that I would wake up with paler skin. I tried all sorts of things to lighten my complexion. My mother told me often that I was beautiful, but she's my mother. Of course, she's supposed to think that. It wasn't until I was much older that my feelings about my skin changed. It helps to see darker-skinned women being celebrated for their beauty. If they were beautiful, I could be too. I began to see myself differently. While both Sulwe and I had to learn to see our beauty, I hope that more and more children begin their lives knowing that they themselves are beautiful. That they can look to the beauty in the world and know that they are part of it. And yet, what is on the outside is only part of what is being beautiful. Yes, it is important to feel good about yourself, kids, when you look in the mirror, but what is even more important is working on being beautiful inside. That's what we celebrate here at Storytime. That means being kind to yourself. This is important. That means being kind to yourself and to others. That is the beauty that truly shines through. The journey that, as Lupita says, the journey I went on was very different from Sulwe's nighttime adventure, but the lesson was the same. There's so much beauty in this world and inside you that others are not awake to. Don't wait for anyone to tell you what is beautiful. Know that you are beautiful because you choose to be. Know that you always were and always can be. Treasure it and let it light the way in everything you do. Thank you, Lupita Nyong'o and Vashti Harrison, for this absolutely gorgeous story of Sulwe. That's Lupita. That's the author. That's Lupita. And this is Vashti Harrison, who is the illustrator. Isn't that cool? Now, I'm sure you're probably like wondering, well, what? This story, you're telling me that beautiful, beautiful dark girl has light inside of her? Yes, she does. Just like you. You all have light inside of you. Now, I hope you all, when you see someone like Sulwe, I hope you make them feel welcome. And then make them feel loved, because they have so much to give to the world too. Just like you and me. We all have something to give. So I'm going to hold this up and say, that's Lupita. That's Lupita. Thank you, Lupita, for this beautiful story. We love you very much. Now, you can also get your hands on Sulwe on any fine retailer and help share the story of a beautiful, beautiful girl whose name means star. Just like all of you. Like I say before, you have to let your light shine. I hope you do that today. We've had a really good day today. We've learned a lot. Our letter was S, which stands for, which is the first letter in a word like Swahili. Swahili is a language of a people that are from Kenya, where our author Lupita is from. And I learned a word tonight to share with you. Just all of you. Mapenzi. Mapenzi means love. Can you say that with me? Mapenzi. That's Swahili for love. You just spoke a different language. I would say that's pretty sensational. Thank you for being here today and sharing in the lovely story time with Snina. We can't say Snina, it's Nina. It's not an S, it's an N. But thank you so much for joining me today. All of my friends who I said hello to and all my friends who I didn't get a chance to say hello to, I say hello. And may you always spread mapenzi. Always spread love. And don't forget to be yourself. Let's close out the way we always do.
Playing
from my iPad. It's playing from my iPad. You are wonderful. You're one of a kind, like the lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Sulwe's name means star, so this song is actually kind of about her and you. Because you are wonderful, you're one of a kind, like a lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Now remember the lesson of making sure you feel beautiful from the inside out as well. Because you are wonderful, you're one of a kind, like a lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Remember this lesson of love, beauty, and light, and let your light shine. And make sure you let other people's light shine too. Be you. Go big, be kind, be you. Thank you for joining me for another super sensational special story time with Nina. And of course, with my new friend, Sulwe by Lupita Nyong'o. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And make sure you let your light shine and don't let anyone put a damper on it. Have an incredible day. I'll see you next story time. Bye!